kill me. Question. Fake friend, how you sleep last night? Come a smile in front of me face. Fake friend, how you sleep last night? When you sit down for me name and trace, how you sleep last night? Sleep last night. Fake friend, how you sleep last night? How you sleep last night? Sleep last night. Tell me how you sleep last night. Them too wicked and bad mind. Walk fast to make your shadow touch mine. To make your shadow touch mine. You me see them I'm blind. Daddy did tell me no fi trust mankind. If you no like me, why you no just keep from me? But you want swarm round man like the army. Clean our people are hypocrite no blend. Give me 50 enemy than 40 fake friend. Fake friend, how you sleep last night? Come a smile in front of me face. Fake friend, how you sleep last night? When you sit down for me name and trace, how you sleep last night? Sleep last night. Fake friend, how you sleep last night? How you sleep last night? Sleep last night. Tell me how you sleep last night. Me like say you made in China. No authentic, you are no designer. Me don't say you a big time bomber. You there you countdown #1 pan the timer. Me tell you if you careful all who you call friend. Chucky done dead, nothing the last till the end. Change up them hand like card where a deal. Smile coming like magic, me know it no real. Fake friend, how you sleep last night? Come a smile in front of me face. Fake friend, how you sleep last night? When you sit down for me name and trace, how you sleep last night? Sleep last night. Fake friend, how you sleep last night? How you sleep last night? Sleep last night. Tell me how you sleep last night. One bad mind. Yo, where them stay some man? Act like me friend, but you fake all the while. Why you want a bad mind? Fake on them. Yo, me bun bad mind. Me no know one to them. Go on like friend and them fake more time. And them think me no know. Think me no know. Fake friend, how you sleep last night? Come a smile in front of me face. Fake friend, how you sleep last night? When you sit down for me name and trace, how you sleep last night? Sleep last night. Fake friend, how you sleep last night? How you sleep last night? Sleep last night. Tell me how you sleep last night. Them too wicked and bad mind. Walk fast to make your shadow touch mine. To make your shadow touch mine. You me see them I'm blind. Daddy did tell me no.
Boy, I tell you some serious people out the road.
Keep from me, but you want swarm round man like the army.
I hope you're not one of them.
Hypocrite no blend. Give me 50 enemy than fuck.
Greetings and salutations, one and all. How you doing?
Come a smile in front
The son of Sita kicking us off tonight.
You sleep last night.
A track called Fake Friend.
You sleep last night. Sleep last night. Fake friend, how you sleep?
Welcome to the night shift to DJ Kevin Stewart's Real Talk Night.
Tell me how you sleep last night. Wicked them. See,
Yeah man, some of them.
Other than yellow fever, me say but a fake friend.
I tell you boy.
Smiling from my face and chop behind my back and think me no know.
Yeah, them think we.
Fake friend.
Because I'm here that we're born this morning. Well, them here that we're born in the morning. They didn't realize that it wasn't this morning. Some of these people, boy, I tell you about him, you see.
You sit down for me name and trace, how you sleep last night, sleep last night. Fake friend.
I want to say big ups to each and everyone locked in right now.
Sleep last.
Those on TuneIn Radio.
Tell me how you sleep last.
Night shift to DJ Kevin Stew, much love to you.
Bad mind. Walk fast to make
Those locked in out of New Jersey.
Touch mine, you.
On NIE Radio, locked in with New Jersey's finest, the Motivator.
If you no like me, why you no just keep from me?
Remember you catch the Motivator tomorrow night.
The army.
Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Me than 40 fake friend.
But Double Trouble Thursday.
Last night. Come a smile in front of me face.
And you can catch him on a Saturday morning for motivation. Well, Saturday afternoon.
Last night, sleep.
For motivation Saturdays, 1 p.m. Eastern.
Sleep last night, sleep last night. Tell me how you sleep last night. It's like say you're made in China. No.
Big ups to those who are locked in out of New York.
Say you are big.
Reggae Pulse Radio. Big up to the Atomic Force crew.
Me tell you if you careful out.
DJ Buck.
Chucky done dead, nothing the last till the end.
Son over.
Hand like card where a deal. Smile coming like magic. Me know it no real.
Much respect.
Sleep last night. Come a smile in front of me face.
Big ups to those who are locked in on the Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com.
You sit down for me name and trace. How you sleep last night.
Big ups to the veteran in the business.
Fake friend, how you sleep last night. How you
Still spreading his wings and expanding.
Tell me how you sleep last night. One bad mind.
Come on, check him out.
Act like me.
ClintonLindsay.com.
Why you want a bad mind? Yo, me bun bad.
Much love to those who are locked in on PEMGTV.com.
Go on like friend and them fake more time. And I think me don't know.
And the massive on Clubhouse.
Fake friend, how you sleep last night?
Bubbling in the stew pot. Much love to you.
Yes, fake friend, how you sleep last night?
Those on Facebook Live.
Sit down for me name and trace. How you sleep
Much love to you.
last night? Fake friend.
Those locked in on Zeno FM on the stew pot. Yeah man, the stew pot is on Zeno FM. And it's the club in Clubhouse.
Fast, no make your shadow touch mine, no make your shadow touch mine. You me see them, I'm blind. Daddy did tell me no fi trust man.
And of course,
if you no like me,
I say big ups to those who are locked in at the home of the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew, kevinstew.com, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment.
50 enemy than 40 fake friend. Fake friend, how you
much love to you.
Come a smiling.
Inviting you to call a friend, tell a friend. Friends of your friends, friends of your enemies, enemies of your friends, and your enemies too.
Yeah man, trace how you sleep last night.
Yeah man, info good for everyone.
Fake friend, how you sleep?
Fake friend and all.
Last night, sleep last night.
Hey, you don't have to worry about them being fake, you know, they will show themselves.
Name and trace, how you sleep last night? Sleep last night. Fake friend, how you sleep last night? How you sleep last night? Sleep last night.
Want to say thank you to my segment sponsors.
Them too wicked and bad man.
Paul C Media Group, and being in the moment is priceless. Give them a call.
Shadow touch mine, you me see them, I'm blind.
They take care of videos, photos, streaming, advertising, and more. Things like everything you see here on kevinstew.com. When I say everything, I mean everything. They host your website, they host mine. And they can provide streaming services. If you have an event you want to stream live on a secure platform, whether yours or theirs,
how you sleep last night?
they can hook you up.
Don't put me name and trace. How you sleep last night? Sleep last night.
What kind of event you ask?
How you sleep last night?
You have a wedding, a funeral, a church service, a graduation, a party, a seminar.
Last night.
Yeah, those things.
Made in China. No content.
Let's give them a call. 754-999-1140. That's 754-999-1140.
If you careful all who you call friend. Chucky done dead, nothing the last till it.
Tell them that Kevin Stew sent you.
Card where your deal smile coming like magic. Me know in the real.
I want to say thank you to Althea and her healing heavenly hands.
Front of me face.
Althea is a licensed massage therapist operating out of Broad County, North Miami-Dade, and South Palm Beach counties. She comes to you, bringing her table, her oils, and over 20 years massage therapy experience.
Tell me how you sleep last night. One bad mind.
Let's give her a call, 954-655-9000.
But you fake all the while.
That's 954-655-900. One more zero.
One bad mind.
Yeah, 9000.
Friend and them fake more time. Talent thing we don't know.
You can email her at thealater@att.net.
Friend, how you sleep last night?
She only has one request, outside of paying her, that is.
Sleep last night.
That is to get off her table and go sleep somewhere else when she's done.
Last night. Sleep last
It's called the Kevin Stew Clause.
Friend, how you sleep last night? How you sleep
Those of you that are new to it, it's because I always fall asleep on her table.
night? Them too wicked and bad.
I want to say thank you to Reggae Global Entertainment.
Shadow touch mine, you make your shadow touch mine. You me see them.
Reggae Global Entertainment will take care of your, act as your booking agents, handle your tour management,
Me why you not just keep from me?
take care of your business registration, legal service referrals, music production, marketing and promotion, and so much more.
Me 50 enemy than 40 fake friend. Fake friend.
Give them a call, 954-804-8199.
Front of me face.
That's 954-804-8199.
When you sit down for me name and
I check them out online,
night.
reggaeglobal.com.
Fake friend, how you sleep last night? How you sleep last night? Sleep last night.
Tell them you heard about them on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew.
Don't put me name and trace. How you sleep last night? Sleep last night.
Thank you to McNeil Trucking.
Last night. How you sleep last night? Sleep.
With McNeil Trucking, your goods are in good hands.
How you sleep last night?
They're licensed and insured movers in the state of Florida.
Walk fast to make your shot.
So if you want to move from point A to point B,
You me see them, I'm black.
you have some things you want to put in storage,
Trust man.
you don't have the transportation, the manpower, the equipment, nothing like that, no worries. You have the phone number 954-406-9740.
Enemy than 40 fake.
That's 954-406-9740.
Come a smile in front of me face. Fake friend, how you sleep?
Call them up,
When you sit down, pop.
tell them Kevin sent you.
Sleep last night. Sleep last night.
McNeil Trucking,
Friend, how you sleep last night?
they have your goods in good hands.
Tell me how you sleep last night. It's like say you're made in China. No content automatic, you are no designer. Me don't say you a big time bomber. You there, you countdown number one pan the timer. Me tell you, if you careful all who you call friend. Chucky done dead, nothing to last till the end.
The son of Sita.
And like card where your deal smile coming like magic.
The track is called Fake Friend.
Fake friend, how you sleep last night?
How you sleep last night?
Tell me face.
Did you?
How you sleep last night? When you sit down for me name and
numbers to call, numbers to text.
Last night. Fake
773-789-STEW. Scrolling across the bottom of your screen.
Tell me how you sleep last night.
Those of you that are watching anyway. 773-789-7839.
But you fake all the while.
I'll tell you one more time. 773-789-7839. You can call, text, WhatsApp, Telegram, they all work. And the phone line is open as we speak.
How you sleep last night? Come a smile in front of me face.
So tonight we're talking about a manipulator.
When you sit down for me name and trace. How you sleep last night? Sleep last night. Fake friend, how you sleep?
You kind of have to wonder how the manipulator sleeps.
Sleep last night. Tell me how you sleep last night.
I don't know if it's like me.
Bad mind. Walk fast.
Generally, I'm sleeping on my back with my eyes closed. You know, that's typically how I do it. I don't know how the manipulator does it, but at some point in time, I'm figuring they have to do it too. Now, manipulation, according to psychology today, is a term that is often used within the annals of relationship and forensic psychology. It often refers to attempts to control or change a situation or someone's behavior. Now, people will use the term influence when discussing manipulation because it is more realistic. We all try to influence situations or what other people do for our own belief or, well, our own benefits. Now, this could be innocent, like praising our partner for bringing in the garbage bin, because we know that positive reinforcement works. We know that. And this means that they will engage in the behavior more often because the reward is the praise. Now, this could also be somewhat malignant, such as threatening to end the relationship if our partner does not accede to our requests. Now, that's a little bit different. When we talk about manipulation, we are usually referring to behaviors at the latter end of the spectrum. But it is important to remember that there is a spectrum. And we naturally will influence other people by just the way we live. Well, guys, here's what. We are social beings. And unless you're a hermit, there's no way to really get around being social. Antisocial all you want to be. You still have to socialize at some point in time. So there is the opportunity for everyone at any given time to be manipulative / influential, depending on which end of the spectrum you want to live on. Now, manipulation can be emotional. For example, you can't say that to me because you know I'm an anxious person. You know, that thing that you said. You are responsible for maintaining my feelings, basically. The verbal, you have the physical, where you need to have sex with me to show me you care. You have the financial. I won't be able to pay my rent if you don't help me. Now, at the core of it all, manipulation is an externalization of responsibility for one's own behavior or well-being and a desire to gain something or avoid something, more than likely something aversive. Manipulation is most problematic when it occurs too often within a relationship, or if it involves extreme behaviors like threats, or it forces you to bend your boundaries, doing things like lending people money even though you feel uncomfortable about it, or it requires you to invalidate or ignore your own feelings. Now, while noticing that you are experiencing manipulation within a relationship is the first step, it can be difficult to know how to address it. And there are processes that some would suggest be used when addressing manipulative behaviors. You have to identify and name the behavior. You have to take on just enough responsibility. You have to state your boundary around the behavior. And the last one is pretty much understanding the function of the behavior. So, in a nutshell, that's how you identify and deal with. But we're going to get a little bit deeper into this whole manipulation thing, because there are some signs that you should look out for when it comes to a manipulator. And we're going to start looking at some of those signs in this segment before we take a break. And if we have time, what we'll do is come back and go through a little bit more the four things to recognize when it comes to manipulation. So the 4-step process, as it is said here, as I put it here on Psychology Today, when addressing manipulative behaviors. But what are the things that you want to look out for? According to Lifehack, there are 8 signs of a manipulator. You ready for them? You have your notebooks out? All right. So, when someone is clearly wronging or hurting you, and you are the one feeling bad and apologizing for their wrongdoings, you are being manipulated. Manipulative behaviors are learned, most often in childhood. So, unfortunately, it's something that cannot be quickly unlearned. So, there are some common signs to look out for. And when you recognize them, you want to move away from them, pull them out of your life. And you want to do it as quickly as possible, because these are toxic weeds in our own lives. You know, some of us, if going through this checklist causes you to look at yourself and say, boy, you know, that sound like me, you can fix it. There's always room to fix it. So, the first thing to recognize about manipulators, they're experts in playing mind games. Now, some manipulators are highly skilled at their tactics and are so subtle that it can control you for a long time before you finally figure out what is happening. Skilled manipulators have a way of twisting a previous conversation or relaying it or replaying it to suit their needs. They will do something to hurt you, and when you express how you feel about it, they'll turn the situation around, make you feel guilty, and end up justifying their actions. Now, I've known people like this in my life. Notice I use the past tense. That's all I'll say as it relates to that right now. Does your partner say or do things that make you feel like you must be crazy and then tell you that you're making something out of nothing? Well, your partner twists the truth or leaves out certain information to make you doubt your own perception of insanity. Now, is this something that you do to people? That's another way to look at that. Be honest with yourself. You don't have to answer me. Just answer you. Greetings, 3661. How are you? Now, hey, Miss Do, how are you? Greetings to you. The second thing is they have their best interest in mind, not yours. Manipulators do. They twist your thoughts and actions bit by bit until you look to them for guidance on everything. Does it sound like another type of individual that you've heard described somewhere before? Does this sound like the description of a narcissist? So manipulators, they mold you into someone that serves their own purposes. And sadly, you trust them more than you trust yourself. The motives are always self-serving to the manipulator. And they have little interest in how you feel or how their behaviors impact you and your life. They consistently point out your shortcomings, then show you that with their help, you can do better and become better. And in that way, they convince you that they have your best interest in mind. But the truth is, they don't. They have their best interest in mind. They're also emotional bullies and control freaks. Manipulators need to be in control. And the desire for control often masks underlying feelings of their own insecurity. They need to feel superior and powerful. They have a deep narcissistic desire to shift the focus somehow to themselves and seek you out to validate them. Manipulators claim that they know how the world should be, how you should act, and of course, how you should do so by their rules. How the world should be by their rules. They are virtuous and righteous. They are saints in their own minds. So what choice do you have but to agree? They know what's best for you. Just ask them and they will give you advice and will make your life miserable if you do not do what they say or if you don't worship them. Now, they're great debaters. So guess what? You always end up losing. They're irresponsible and inconsistent. Manipulators have difficulty accepting responsibility for their behavior, and it is always about what everyone else has done to them. If you call them on their behaviors, they'll find a way to turn it around to make you feel bad or guilty. Manipulators may say yes to a request or make a small commitment to you, and then when it's time for them to follow through, they conveniently forget or deny the fact that they even promised. Now, here's the thing about promises for me. I don't work with them. People ask me from time to time, hey, you promised to do this or you promised to do that? And I tell them, nope. I don't promise anything. What I will do is give you my word. Just like I tell you guys all the time, I'm glad that you could join me. I couldn't do this without you. And that is so very true, and I give you my word on that. It can't happen without you. So I truly appreciate love each and every one of you. That might sound like fluff, but it's a reality for me. For the manipulator, they're going to tell you, I'm in your life and you need me so that you can be better. Now, I've told a friend of mine, I can only remember telling one person this, that I'm in their life more as more of a need to them than they are in my life as a need to me. And that was because I recognized certain things about our relationship. And that is how, and I was comfortable with that. Because I needed to help them through a situation. It doesn't mean that I am the best thing ever and I am the solution and I am the savior. No. But it did mean that I recognized that I had a responsibility to them. The difference between someone that is willing to give of themselves and someone that is willing to manipulate someone else to putting them in high esteem. It's a fine line, sometimes blurred. But the perceptive ones will recognize it and realize the difference. What we're going to do is take a break. Yeah, the first segment is already up on us. And when we come back, we're going to continue looking at some of the according to lifehack.org, some of the 8 signs of a manipulator. We went through 4 of them already. We have 4 more to go. So when we come back from the break, we're going to look at those 4. Now, while we're off on the break, this is where we're going to say, see you, take care, much love to those on Clubhouse and those on Facebook Live. Do come on over to kevinstew.com. The link is pinned in the comment section. It's in the description. It's simple, kevinstew.com. So come on over, jump into the Stew Pot. It's what others call a chat room. It's our interactive portal. But see, because we're fancy on kevinstew.com, we call it the Stew Pot. It's where we keep things interactive and bubbling. So come on in. You don't need to register. You don't need to offer your firstborn an internal organ or a blood sacrifice, nothing like that. Just go to kevinstew.com. You are in the stew pot automatically. You're adding seasoning. The water is always fine. It just right. So put your comments there. We only ask that you remain respectful, and you can put your name or you can remain anonymous. Totally up to you. But I do ask that you be interactive. Share your views. And all views are welcome. Nobody's views is carries any more weight than anyone else's. So come on in, be a part of it, and share it with someone. Definitely share it with someone, because that is how we grow, right? For those of you who have missed it, you can't come over to the website. No worries. The podcast is also available after each broadcast. The next day, the podcast is available. The YouTube channel is there. Both accessible from kevinstew.com. You don't need to go anywhere else. You can just go to kevinstew.com. You can watch the previous broadcast or listen to the previous broadcast right there on the website. Really cool. I put in the work to make sure that can happen for you. And of course, those of you who are watching live on kevinstew.com right now, thank you very much. I truly appreciate it. Those who have businesses, opportunities are there for you to advertise on the Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew, to advertise on kevinstew.com. Just link me. User number 773-789-STEW. All the contact information is on the website. Go through that medium. You can also just donate to the website to keep it up and running, to keep the broadcast going, there's a donate button right there on the website. Just click on it and you can make your donation of any amount you choose, right? Every little bit helps. And you can do it as often as you wish. Also, remember that the Adopt a Soldier through Mary Kay is going on. And those of you who are wondering, wait, why is Kevin talking about Mary Kay and adopting a soldier? Well, Kevin Stew is an independent Mary Kay consultant. So I invite you, as this promotion is going on, to sponsor a soldier. It only takes about $30. So $30 will sponsor one soldier, $60 two. If you want to sponsor three, it's $100. Real easy. And here's the good thing about it. For every soldier that you sponsor, we do a match. So go ahead, text soldier to the number, my number, 773-789-STEW, and you can be a part of this. For those of you who just want to do some shopping, that's fine. Men can shop too. So you have beard care, you have fragrances that are available for men, and of course, skincare for all. So go on, check it out, marykay.com/Kevin Stew. Get your care on, get your skin care on, because we all have skin and we all need to take care of it. All right? Cool.
Pulsey Media Group, innovative streaming and recording, has done it again. A new way to get your business in full view of your neighborhood consumer through AdShare TV. It's available in your neighborhood today. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. Become a host today and place a TV monitor in a strategic location so it's easy to see. Get a 1-minute video ad or longer that plays anywhere in our network. Can't be a host? No problem. For a few dollars, we'll run your 30-second video ad. A host can run announcement specials like buy one get one free or discount ads. Let's turn your flyers into a 30-second video with music or a voiceover, or let us create and run your video ad with a spokesperson. Take advantage of our early enrollment discount. Join us today. Your ad will be seen at least 30 times per day in your AdShare TV neighborhood. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. AdShare TV, part of Pulsey Media Group.
Today in school, I learned a lot. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me. In English, I learned that I'm disgusting. And in physics, I learned that I'm a loser.
Today in school,
math,
I learned that I'm ugly and useless. And in gym,
In biology,
I learned that I'm pathetic
that I'm fat
and a
and
joke.
stupid.
In history,
Today
I learned that I'm trash.
Today in school, I learned that I have no friends. In English, I learned that I make people sick. And at lunch, I learned that I sit on my own because I smell. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes
In
me.
biology, I learned that I'm fat and stupid.
In English,
And in
I
math,
learned that I make people
I
sick.
learned that I'm trash.
The only thing I didn't learn in school today,
The only thing I didn't learn today
The only thing I didn't learn,
It's why no one ever helps.
Kids witness bullying every day. They want to help, but they don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
Reggae Global Entertainment presents the brand new self-titled album from Yishka with 9 great songs. Oh, baby, let me love you.
Oh, baby.
Be grateful for life.
Be grateful for life.
Shake you down.
Girl, I wanna shake you
What else can I do?
What else can I do?
Babe, come over.
Baby, come over.
My. It's our time
It's our time. You know I love you.
for your love.
For your love, I would do anything.
I'm falling.
I'm falling in love again.
Yishka, 9 great songs. Available on all streaming platforms. Available now.
Hey, I'm representing for DJ Kevin Stew, working on the night shift radio show. Won't go changing like the weather, just to please the devil never. Will DJ Kevin Stew sell his soul? That's a word and honor. It's Christine representing word and honor. Selassie DJ Kevin Stew.
I don't have no regrets. I think things that I won't forget. It's just you and nobody else, no.
This morning, the first thing that I saw, my eyes popped open. Overwhelming beauty's captivating. Oh, I'm aching just to be right next to you. Truth, I've never felt nothing like this. Am I just losing myself? This feeling keeps growing stronger. Hey, I know you waited for a long time. I'm waiting for you to be mine. What a feeling, what a feeling. Hey, I know you waited for a long time. I'm waiting for you to be mine. What a feeling, what a feeling.
Hey Mauricio, much love to you and the family down there in Brazil, bro.
I'm savoring each moment, oh my darling.
You guys on Facebook Live and Clubhouse, much love to you. Peace. This is where we part company. Catch you on Saturday for the Saturday Stew, 8 p.m. Eastern. Have a brand new track from Mauricio that I want to play for you guys on Saturday.
Never felt nothing like this. Am I just losing myself? This feeling keeps growing stronger. Hey, I know you're waiting for.
Come on over to kevinstew.com for the remainder of the broadcast.
To be mine. What a feeling, what a feeling. Hey, I know you're waiting for a long time. I'm waiting for you to be mine. What a feeling, what a feeling. Oh gosh, it's basic. When you find the one for you, embrace it. Cause time is of the essence, so don't waste it. You shouldn't waste it. No more. No more. Never felt nothing like you. Truth, I've never felt nothing like this. Am I just losing myself? This feeling keeps growing stronger. Never found nobody like you. Like you. Like you.
I don't know if you all heard that noise. I heard a strange noise just now. I know I'm the only one here, so I was wondering what's going on. The sound of Maurice Gregory in the background. A track called What a Feeling, bringing us back from the break. Maurice Gregory, former keyboard player for Third World. Great guy. Great guy. When I say great, I mean real humble, easygoing, just a pleasant guy to know. So, for those of you just joining in, welcome to the Night Shift to DJ Kevin Stew. It's Real Talk Night, and tonight we are addressing the Manipulator. If you missed out on the first half of the broadcast, no worries, you can go back and catch it in the podcast, or you can catch it on YouTube on the Night Shift to DJ Kevin Stew. That's how you find me. You know, it's the Night Shift to DJ Kevin Stew everywhere. On podcast, on YouTube, and right here at the home of the Night Shift to DJ Kevin Stew, kevinstew.com. In continuing with what we have been learning about recognizing the manipulator, they blame you for their behaviors. Let me say that again. They blame you for their behaviors. They blame you for what they've said, what they've done, what they did not say, what they did not do. You get blamed for it. If you point out how they just turn the tables, they'll most likely make you look selfish and pitiful. Thus, you cannot really prove anything. So, it's your bad memory against their lying words. You begin to question yourself and even feel bad that you challenged them. Manipulators will never admit their wrongdoings when it puts them at a disadvantage. Instead, they're always on the lookout for someone to blame. And, well, here you are. Manipulators are good at keeping score, so that one day they will blame you if things don't work for them. They are willing to help, but it always comes at a price. They remind you of that one time they helped you out and use it as a way to manipulate you into feeling like you owe them something. What manipulators are wolves in sheep clothing. They attempt to establish a level of intimacy by sharing their deep personal information that they make you believe they trust you, and in turn, you trust them. You may initially perceive them as very sensitive, emotionally open, and a little bit vulnerable. You won't suspect at all that you are being played. Since they are able to mirror your needs and desires perfectly, they are able to create the persona or mask of who you think they are. But guess what? It's smoke and mirrors. It's an illusion. Manipulators want to listen to what you have to say, but they want to do it. Oh, I've been missing out on some of these comments. I'm so sorry, y'all. Manipulators want to listen to what you have to say in order to find out your strengths and your weaknesses. And although it might feel like genuine interest and that they are good listeners, you need to keep in mind that there may be a hidden agenda behind all this interest. They won't hesitate to use all of these against you with an arsenal of effective manipulation tactics. When I say effective, I've experienced this. Comments here that I've missed out, and I apologize. They always see what's wrong with everyone else without seeing themselves as manipulators. Some make others think that the others cannot exist without them. And this is another reason why I have and will always. So this one is with regards to the Mary Kay. This is another reason why I have and I will always support Mary Kay. As a soldier, I feel so overwhelmed that this international company supports me and my comrades. Big ups to Mary Kay, enough love. Yeah. Thank you for your service. Thank you, 3661, for your service. Now, continuing with the manipulators. They have no desire, zero, none, zilch, no desire in having authentic communication. Now, that might be a little bit mind-boggling because they have just told you some of their personal things. They have told you things about themselves that create this illusion of trust. So how can they have told you all these personal things and not be ones to have authentic communication? Well, when you call them out on their behavior, once again, more than likely, you'll get a defensive and angry reaction rather than being direct and forthright. They usually sidestep honest communication and use passive-aggressive methods instead. They try to intimidate you with aggressive language, using subtle threats or outright anger, especially when they see you are uncomfortable with confrontation. If you try to have an open and honest conversation about moments when you feel hurt or invalidated, then you will be shut down with allegations that you are being too sensitive, or that you're being insecure, or you're overreacting. They may pretend to be sweet and open-minded, and they do this to your face. And while they might not hurt you directly, sometimes they will find subtle ways of undermining or belittling you. Whether they do it in front of you or they do it behind you, they're gonna do it. Trust me on this one. I could tell you, as I go through this information, it paints an image. And I remember before this individual and I parted company, I just started pulling back. And again, this is my situation. I don't know how yours would go or how it went. But as I pulled back, I noticed certain aggressive behavior toward me. And I didn't think that that was strange, in so much that I didn't do anything. But I used that to solidify that I needed to step back. One of the things that was really interesting about it is how they took that manipulation or they tried to use that manipulation and bring in support from outside. So when they didn't see that, or when they saw that I wasn't falling for what was happening, they used outside forces to bring in support for them. What they didn't realize was that not everybody was on their side when it came to their playing games. And some people realized what was happening and saw right through that. One person very close to me actually told me, when I first met them, it didn't really feel good. The whole connection didn't feel good to me. But I endured and I stuck around and I worked with it because I saw how you were connected with them. So I just went with it. And this is for years. But I guess that's how you end up knowing for sure that you're dealing with someone who is manipulative. When you disagree with a manipulator, they will then lay a guilt trip on you and make sure that they're seen as the victim. Yeah, 3661. That's exactly how they operate. Because you're going to need to come back to them. The manipulator and the narcissist is basically the same person. Manipulator, narcissist, gaslighter, how are they different? The tricky thing is, it's a fine line between a manipulator and an influencer. With the key difference being that the influencer will try to make sure that you are benefiting from whatever it is that they're influencing you to do. So the influencer is going to lead you in the direction of positivity and growth. but taking themselves out of the equation. While the manipulator is going to lead you to whatever they want, with them being at the center of it all. Big ups to 4113. I believe this is Mauricio, because this is out of Brazil. Much love to you. Glad you could join us. Manipulators seldom express their needs. Along with not expressing their needs, they don't express their desires or true feelings. And if they do, it's few and far between. They seek out the vulnerabilities in others in order to take advantage of them for their own benefits and deflect their true motives. They have no ability to love. They have very little ability to empathize. They don't feel guilt, remorse. They have no conscience. To them, life is merely a game of taking power and control and getting what they want. They see vulnerability as a weakness, and staying invulnerable is a great way to hide who they really are. So, if you don't live up to their so-called standards, and they're filled with contempt for you, it is so easy for them to simply get up and move on. And that's it. They're done. You are just a memory. You serve no purpose because you have not conformed. And that is how the master manipulator works. Incidentally, there has been brand new information on the master manipulator. When I say brand new, I mean brand new. According to Psychology Today, in an article released just 4 days ago, it shows how easy it is for manipulators to mask their intentions. Because, as we are talking about the manipulator, you would think, but all these things should be obvious. They're not there for you. They're always turning things around. They put themselves at the center of it all. It's all about them. You are wrong. They are right. They're always right. You need to do things this way because that is the right way. It is their way. But because they're so good at what they do, you don't see it. What if someone isn't naturally a team player, but they know it's important to come across as a team player? Psychology Today says, according to the University of Nevada's Reno's Shelby Curtis and colleagues, there are plenty of people in the workplace willing to get ahead at the expense of getting along with others, or at the expense of others' well-being. These people who might choose to hide their selfish agenda. And if these master manipulators are to secure a job or promotion, they'll engage in what authors call fake citizenship behaviors. You heard me here start off with that track, Fake Friend, right? This is about them. As they try to achieve their goals, called agentic motives, they'll put on the disguise of being motivated by communal goals that benefit the good of the group. And such an individual might organize a donation drive, for example, not because they believe in the charity, but because they know it will enhance their image. If they are truly devious, they attempt to appear generous and it is intended not only to impress people, but to try to gain other people's trust so that they can exploit them later. Always lining up the next victim. So they never run out of, they're like leeches. So they'll have an endless supply of blood to suck. According to the UNR research team, such behaviors constitute anticipatory impression management, or hiding behind a facade of communal behavior to maintain an advantage in the workplace. But I like this. Anticipatory impression management. I really like that. We're about to take another break. And I want you to call up some people, tell some people that, hey, listen, the night shift is on, it's Real Talk Night, and we're talking about manipulators. And we're learning how to recognize them. We're learning how to understand what manipulators do and how they go about doing it. A comment here in the stew pot, they also do everything in their power to get you, to get you to open up to them and share your deepest and most personal feelings and experiences, then use it as a weapon to make you conform to their way of thinking. Yeah, exactly that. The master manipulator. If they don't have the ammunition, they can't fire their weapon. They depend on you to give them that ammunition. And they're so good at getting it that you look back and you go, how did I not recognize this? Well, you're deep in the middle of it. So you don't see it. You have to step back a moment. Take yourself out of the equation and then look in. And then, and only then, that you start to recognize certain things. One of the things I remember hearing as I was growing up, the person that talks to you or talks with you about someone else will talk with someone else about you. And it's easy for us to forget that. In my experience, I recognized this pretty late. And I didn't want to believe that that was happening. And so I ignored it until I caught it myself. And at that point, and I only caught it after I started removing myself from the situation. It was at that moment that I started recognizing it. And so I can say this in from a personal experience. You're in it, you won't see it. Remove yourself. Even if you don't separate yourself from the relationship, just take a step back. Don't do things the way you always did it. And pay attention to how things are playing out as a result of that. That will give you some of the answers you need. We're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, we're going to talk some more. It's Real Talk on the night shift of DJ Kevin Stew. We're looking at the manipulator. Are you a manipulator? Now that's a question for you to honestly look in the mirror and answer. No judgment. If you are, and you recognize that at this point, that's the first step. Because now you recognize it. So there's something that you can do about it. Now, if you recognize it that you're comfortable with it, well, that's on you. I'm pretty sure the people that are around you at some point in time will not be comfortable with it anymore. And will want something different. Are you ready to experience that? Or are you going to recognize that you could do better? And you could move from being a manipulator to being an influencer. Because there's one little difference. One itsy-bitsy teeny-weeny difference. You'd be doing the same things that you would typically do. Your motive, though, that will be different. We'll be back after these few messages. Matthew 28:19 says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations." With this in mind, and encouragement received during a South Florida media conference, The Church Links was birthed. The Church Links is an interdenominational worship service portal for churches, providing the tools to spread the word through technology in a cost-effective way. The Church Links, www.dahchurchlinx.com. Your links to worship and praise.
Making great music is one thing, sharing it with the world, that's another. Let the professionals at Reggae Global Entertainment help you to another level. Specializing in artist management, booking, public relations and marketing, and promotion, Reggae Global Entertainment can help you with event planning, websites, photography, and video production, press releases, legal services, and graphic design. They can even help you with music production, so you can get the sound that you want every time. Call Reggae Global Entertainment at 954-804-8199. That's 804-8199. Or visit them online at reggaeglobalentertainment.com. Teddy Greaves Jr. with 6 brand new songs out now on his brand new EP, Teddy Greaves Jr. with songs you know and love like Can You Stop the Rain? One Last Cry. Can't Get Over You. Wait Too Long. You and I. And One Last Cry, the acoustic version. Teddy Greaves Jr. Now available on all major digital platforms. Teddy Greaves Jr.
When being in the moment is priceless, consider the ability to share that moment. If you can video it, you can broadcast it. And Pulse E-Media Group has the tools you need. Weddings, birthdays, funerals, graduations, church services, parties, seminars, you name it. Pulse E-Media Group can provide you with a secure medium controlled by you to broadcast your event. Contact us at www.pulsemediagroup.com for more information. Pulse E-Media Group, when being in the moment is priceless.
Yes. Akar Mantino, I'm making notes right now. You are locked in to DJ Kevin Stew on the night shift.
Shine your light, my people, don't let negative forces get you down.
This is the sound of Yishka, bringing us back from the break. A track called Shine Your Light.
My people, let your love light shine every day. Shine your light. Shine.
It's Real Talk right here on the night shift with DJ Kevin Steele.
Live your life. Wake up each morning with a smile upon your
Tonight we're talking about manipulation and the manipulator. More importantly, the manipulator. And recognizing what manipulation is and what the manipulator does. Now, an individual's reputation may serve more than a utilitarian purpose. As Dr. Curtis and crew point out, according to the socioanalytic theory of personality proposed by John Hogan in 1982, attention to reputation links an individual's personality to their performance in the workplace. People high in Machiavellianism, a personality trait reflecting an individual's disposition to get ahead at any cost, should be most likely the UNR team process, according to them, to rely on impression management as a conscious strategy. Now, if the workplace values communal behavior, then that's the impression that they will try to fake. So whatever it is that is going to get them ahead is what they'll focus on. Machiavellianism is one of the three so-called dark triad traits. This along with psychopathy and narcissism. Although all three traits may theoretically be associated with manipulative impression management, previous research cited by Curtis and crew shows that only Machiavellianism is related to opportunistic self-presentation strategies. In a job interviewing setting, narcissists make good first impressions without having to put on a false front. Even psychopaths come across well in a first-time meeting due to their ability to mimic the people who are interviewing them. There may be signs you can use to spot a master manipulator in the process. The methods they use, Curtis and her colleagues suggest, are indirect and non-rational, and involve deceit, appeals to emotion, and the planting of ideas in the mind of their target. You may find yourself convinced that they have your best interest at heart when all they're doing is using you to further their own ends. You're just a means to an end. That's all you are, a catalyst on their journey to whatever self-lofted position they seek to attain. Their agentic motives might get those high in Machiavellianism to where they want to be when the situation rewards. When it calls for cutthroat and aggressive tactics, such as in a highly competitive business environment, it'll work. However, this all comes to a screeching halt when the environment instead rewards communal motives. Now, the manipulator must either adapt to this reward structure or face dismissal. To do so, Curtis and colleagues propose they must first be aware of their own agentic motives. Then they have to recognize the demands of the environment. And finally, they need the wherewithal to put that false front of communality at the forefront of it all. The job application process provides a perfect opportunity to study these devious strategies. In the first of two studies, the UNR research team recruited an online sample of 212 students, average age about 20 years old, who completed a standard measure of dark triad traits under one of two experimental conditions: a job that was extremely valuable or one that was not valuable. Participants received instructions in a third control or condition to respond honestly. In a second study, using a similar experimental manipulation, the job was described as a great opportunity that represents a cooperative, not competitive environment. To assess the degree to which participants use impression management in their job interview questionnaires, the research team compared the scores under those conditions with the way the participants responded to questionnaires not administered with these instructions. The mock interview scores could then be used as indications of impression management. The outcome measures also tapped into agentic versus communal motives. The personality trait of honest humility and a separate measure of the dark triad. By combining these measures, the authors could construct an index of communal personality. Fascinating how they work with the mind, isn't it? Now, turning to the results as predicted, individuals high in Machiavellianism, but not other dark triads or dark triad traits, covered up their dark side in response to the mock interview instructions for the cooperative environment job. Individuals high in Machiavellianism are most likely to consciously manipulate perceptions of themselves when motivated to do so. What's perhaps the most surprising thing about this finding is the fact that the entire situation was staged. Additionally, participants completed the surveys on their own rather than as might happen in a real job situation through an in-person assessment. Thus, the findings may even underestimate the lengths to which master manipulators are likely to go in order to fulfill their agentic motives. I guess you can't really tell to what end they would go. So how do you recognize and neutralize the master manipulator? Taking all this into consideration. By the results of this study, to be on the lookout for the individual who engages in deceptive strategies to cover up their dark tendencies. You've gotten your warnings. The Curtis et al. Study gives you specific features to watch out for, particularly the way these individuals will try to tap into your emotions as they seek to further their own needs. It's all about them, right? The chameleon-like structure of the individual high in Machiavellianism is going to make this detective work extremely complicated. Even worse, unlike someone high in psychopathy, the manipulators are well aware of their dark tendencies. The fact that they can cover them up depending on the reward structure of their environment only adds to the deception. Clearly, you cannot hand out a questionnaire to measure someone's Machiavellian tendencies. However, you can use your own emotional reactions as a guide. Do you feel that you're being swayed into agreeing to something that runs counter to your own interests, your own best interest? Is the presumably charitable individual consistently interested in the well-being of others? Although the results may be beneficial to the cause they're trying to promote, how much self-interest do you spot in their outwardly altruistic behavior? To wrap this up in a nice little package and put a bow on it, being conned by a master manipulator is never a pleasant experience. However, as the UNR authors note, knowing that they take their cues from reward structure of a situation in their opportunistic behavior can help you figure out who is trying to get ahead while appearing to get along. They can put on a show, but only for so long. So, as I had said before, there is a 4-step process when addressing manipulative behaviors, right? The first step is to identify and name the behavior. And to accurately challenge any behavior, it is important to first understand specifically what the behavior of concern is, because you cannot ask someone to change something that neither of you understands. Some examples of specific manipulative behaviors may include being overly dependent and asking you for too much support, feigning illness for attention, threatening suicide to make someone stay in a relationship, threatening to leave a relationship or cut off contact, becoming aggressive whenever challenged. And after naming the problematic behavior for yourself, it's important to name the behavior to the other person. Chances are they're unlikely to have consciously realized that they're doing this, but the master manipulator does recognize that they're doing it, especially in the workplace. And by bringing the behavior to their attention, you are naming the elephant in the room and your boundary around it. So there's this concept that is used with great effect with aggressive individuals, aggressive clients. And the script is worded something like this. I wonder if you noticed that your voice is raised and you just threatened me. Did you intend to do that? Another example would be, I noticed that you often give me ultimatums or say you will leave me when I hold a view different to yours. Now, that lets them know that you're recognizing what they're doing. Step 2 is to take on just enough responsibility. It is important to remind yourself that the person who may be engaging in manipulative behavior wants something from you and often wants you to feel a lot of responsibility for them. Don't bite. Everyone has responsibility for managing their own emotions, behaviors, and lives. Walk your own path, even if someone is going in the same direction. As an example, if it is noticed that someone was threatening suicide as a way to make someone stay in a relationship, what would be done? What one would want to do is to keep them safe, but also recognize that giving into this would set up an unstable or an unsustainable pattern. This is likely when you'd have to note the behavior to yourself. Call whatever emergency line it is that you have in your area, and the crisis management mental health triage team or the person's therapist, and hand over responsibility to these services, keeping both the person and yourself safe. Because if they're threatening suicide, you don't want to get in the middle of that. But you don't want to just remove yourself from it at the same time without and leave a vacuum. because now you're pushing them over the edge. Do note that this is quite different from a genuine emergency, though, where someone was actively suicidal but was not using it as a systematic pattern of responding to influence by behavior. Or if this behavior was to occur over the course of work as a psychologist, where an individual would have the duty of care. The next step is to state your boundary around that behavior. First, operationalize. That is, break down and list. So you're going to operationalize your boundaries around the manipulative person and their behaviors. And it's important to remember that your boundaries are about how much you can give, not about how much the other person might be asking. And boundaries are not permanent. Boundaries can move, but they move as you so see fit. It can't be as a result of someone else. It has to be because of you and where you are, and you can move those boundaries. Now, examples could be, I cannot give you all the help that you need. I think it may be helpful if you spoke to a therapist. Or, I don't want to talk about that because it means I have to pick sides between the two of you, or between you and someone else, or you and a group of people, or whatever it is. You can use that to set your boundaries. And you may need to do this repeatedly. The fourth step is where it is helpful to understand the behavior and consider what the function of the behavior might be for the other person. Are they lying to you about something that occurred because they feel defensive and anxious? Are they making you responsible for their feelings because it makes their emotional job easier, as they don't need to do any work on changing their patterns? Are they being aggressive because it means you will stop arguing and submit to them? See, it all comes back to them, right? Understanding the function will not stop the behavior, but it gives you some insight to it. And knowledge is power. You heard me say that all the time. From knowledge sprouts power. It's one of my hashtags, right? Hashtag FKSP. Yeah. Bring curiosity, not blame. Pretend the person is an alien and you are trying to study them for anthropological reasons. Take that kind of approach and move on from there. At the end of the day, everyone should benefit, right? You get to pull away from being the subject of manipulation. They get to recognize that they're being manipulative and possibly change their ways. 3661 says, turn the tables on them and use their tactics against them. Well, I guess if they can dish it, they should be able to take it, right? But in a world of social beings, you have your yins and your yangs, your givers, your takers, your ebbs and your ebbers and flowers. And so, because we complement each other in this way, one who is manipulative doesn't work well with another of the same type. So you end up having a clash The manipulated needs a manipulator, or else they won't be manipulated. And the manipulators need people to manipulate. But we don't have to give in to all of what they're doing all the time. When you recognize that you're being manipulated, you have the option. Totally up to you. Because of course, there's the individual that feels the need to be needed. And so in their minds, and this now speaks to the battered wife. The quote unquote battered wife. He hits me because he loves me. Or the battered husband. She hits me because she loves me. And so to feel that need, to feel that love, you feel that you need to be abused in some way. Because that is how that person expresses their love. Well, if you're uncomfortable with it, why are you taking it? Clearly, that is not your love language, and you need to find someone that speaks your love language. That is your cry for help. That's not your love language. That is your help language. So, we don't have to stay in these situations. It's important that we learn to recognize them, and we learn to call them out if that is what it requires, and we learn to walk away from them so that we can get into a situation that is now right for us. We're gonna jump into musical therapy. Kicking it off with the sound of Kavan. Track is called You Make Me Right.
The melody to my song.
This segment is sponsored by McNeil Trucking.
On my guitar.
Thank you, McNeil Trucking.
You're my warmth on a cold night. This song is my appreciation for your love. 'Cause maybe I don't say it enough, but woman, you make me strong. You light up my life. Your voice is my song. You make me right. You make me right. For you give me every day. No question asked. You make me right.
So we have a question here in the stew pot. I get hit and abused because the other person is a blank. That's exactly what it says. It's a blank. Do I hit back? I guess to continue that question, you'd ask, do you turn the other cheek?
'Cause maybe I don't say enough. Woman, you make me strong.
Here's another option. You walk away. You think that one would work for you? Because, we can't always stay in it. So what do? You hit back if you have to. You definitely get out of it.
You are the melody to my song. My favorite chord on my guitar. You're my warmth on a cold night. This song is my appreciation for your love. 'Cause maybe I don't say it enough, but woman, you make me strong. You light up my life. Your voice is my song. You make me right. You make me right. For you give me every day. wanna thank you every day, in every way. The rocky road with you's fine. Girl, I'm well because I know you're mine. Give me your smile is everything. Baby, you're the beat that makes my heart. You make my heart sing. Cause maybe I don't say it enough. Woman, you make me strong. You light up my life. And your voice is my song. And maybe I don't show it enough. But you taught me love. You showed me love. Ooh, you make me right. You make me
away after hitting back and hit back again and again. It's hit back if you have to, but definitely walk away. I see you are a work in progress though.
Will surely make your gray skies blue.
This is the sound of Neri.
It will last forever until the end of time.
Track is Can't Refuse It.
This is more than a physical attraction. Whoa. You are the one for me. You are the only friend I know. Forever we'll grow. Gotta let my feelings show.
That's right, 3661. No one can make you right. It's up to you. Someone can influence you to be right.
And the road is called up yonder. Now you're sitting by yourself and wonder where your friends and your family gone. Just hold the faith you have to carry on. Remember John was on the island of the Patmos. Here we saw the giant with us, but the bad of us. When times are tough, one thing sure, this loving that I'm getting is so real and hardcore. Play this music, just give me some more, some more. Yeah. You are the one for me. You are the only friend I know. Forever we'll grow. Gotta let my feelings show. I will never leave your side. Oh, heart seems so bright. Yes. I'm talking about this music. Oh no, I can't refuse it. Sweet music. sweet, sweet, sweet. Say the music is sweet. Yes.
Miss Jonah Marie. From the album Simply Irresistible. This is a track called Irresistible.
Don't you see it's making me sad? You don't wanna see me cry. Oh baby, please don't say goodbye, 'cause you're irreplaceable. It's more than just a feeling. My love is
3661, you are something else.
just for you and me, baby. Your love is so desirable.
If we were all perfect, there would be no work for master manipulators. We're all perfect within our own rights, aren't we? Perfectly flawed.
I want a life. I want you for my time, for the rest of your life. So irresistible, baby. I wish you could see. Your love means so much to me. Without you, I won't last a day. Ooh, baby, won't you stay? My love for you will never stray. Many reasons I have to love you, many reasons I have to care. But my love is real for you and not some lonely fairy tale. For like a candle, I will burn with your desire. For you tonight, I will stand and fight. Baby, come and light my fire. Irreplaceable, so desirable. It's more than just a feeling. You're the one for me. True love is for you and me, babe. I want a love. It's more than just a feeling. I want you for my life. True love is for you and me, babe. The rest of your life. It's more than just a feeling. Irresistible, so desirable. It's more than just a feeling. I want you in my life. True love is for you and me, babe. Even though I beg you to stay. It's more than just a feeling. It's more than just a feeling. Irresistible. True love is for you and me, babe. So desirable. Irreplaceable. You're the one for me. It's more than just a feeling.
Here's my story that's never been told.
is the sound of Empress Unique.
Looking out of the window.
The track is called My Story.
Had so many lost souls, wondering what's their story, and if it's ever been told. Listening to people that don't really know, 'cause my story's never been told. I lived a life that many didn't know. I shared a smile, they even said it glowed, but deep down inside is where my pain shows. My lover didn't know. Deep down inside is where the pain shows. Not even my lover didn't know. There's three sides to a story, but you can hold what you hold. I lived a remember there's three sides to this story. I lived a life that many didn't know. I shared a smile, they even said it glowed, but deep down inside is where my pain shows. Not if my lover didn't know. Deep happy, oh baby, every once upon a time.
This is on a G. Cole.
Like the way my heart was beating.
Track called Imperfect People.
Your pretty eyes made mine. The world will never see it. No, baby. We're from totally different worlds. Oh yeah. But if only they could feel it, they would understand how much I love you, girl. Love you. Sometimes there's no rhyme or reason, no special sign from above, no special sign from
the messages in the music.
Imperfect people, yeah.
Can you hear it? Can you feel it?
Never, 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 never will I break your heart. I won't ever cause you pain. Now, baby, let's just be those two links, baby, that will form that perfect shape. Yeah. I'm not your daddy's favorite, nah, baby. Ain't your mom's no fan of mine. Oh, oh, oh. Let's just do our thing and show the world our love can stand the test of time. Whoa, sometimes there's no rhyme or reason, no
the 6621.
Now who's gonna love me, baby? Love me like you do. I don't care what the world might say. You, my love, is always meant for you. Sometimes there's no rhyme or reason.
This is the sound of Marty Dread. Working out with Errol Brown.
One more day, one more time, one more sunset, baby, I'd be satisfied. But then again, I know what it would do. Leave me wishing still for one more day with you. First thing I do is pray for time to crawl. Unplug the telephone, turn the TV off. I'd hold you every second, say a million I love yous. That's what I do with one more day with you. One more day, one more time, one more sunset, baby, I'd be satisfied. But then again, I know what it would do. Leave me wishing still for one more day with you. One more day, one more time, one more sunset, baby, I'd be satisfied. But then again, I know what it would do. Leave me wishing still for one more day with you. Last night I had a crazy dream. A wish was granted just for me. It could be for anything. I didn't ask for money or a mansion in Malibu. I simply wished for one more day with you. One more day, one more time, one more sunset, baby, I'd be satisfied. But then again, I know what it would do. Leave me wishing still for one more day with you.
Beside every good man, me and you. Too often I've canceled these appointments, left you disappointed. Broke your pretty little heart, but you never broke your commitment. Although I don't deserve you, you give me everything. You treat me like a king. I know sometimes I hurt you. You still give me love.
I can't be everything for everyone, but I can be all that someone needs. And that's all that I encourage each and every one of you to be. Be the best for you. That's where you should start. This is the sound of Code Red Band, track called Unconditionally. And I want to thank y'all for tuning in unconditionally. I truly appreciate love each and every one of you. Thank you to my segment sponsors, Pulse Media, Healthy and Healing Heavenly Hands, Reggae Global Entertainment, and McNeil Trucking. Thank you to my affiliates, NIE Radio, Reggae Pulse Radio, PEMG TV, the Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com, the Stew Pot. Thank you very much. I truly appreciate love each and every one of you. It's that time of the night where we part company. Yeah, it is an awesome, amazing feeling to be loved unconditionally, isn't it? I want to encourage y'all to look out for members of your community and to love them unconditionally. Yeah. And your community is not just a development that you live in. Just understand. Your community spreads far and wide, so those that you pass on the bus, the plane, the boat, or the train, whether you walk, ride, or drive, these are members of your community. Do something good for one of them today, because you never know who's going to do something good for you tomorrow. My name is DJ Kevin Stew, so I like to do it to you, for you, and with you every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, right here, kevinstew.com, and affiliates, 10 p.m. Eastern. Catch you Saturday, those of you who can, on the Saturday Stew on Reggae Global Radio, 8 p.m. Eastern. If not, I catch you next week. Good morning, good afternoon, good day to you wherever you are in the world. From right here in South Florida, I bid you a good night. Be good. If you can't be good at it. Much love. I truly appreciate love, yeah. Greetings and salutations, one and all. You're invited to tune in to the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. It airs on Mondays with Community and Finance, Tuesdays with Healthy Love, and Wednesdays with Real Talk from 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern Time. Come spend some time interacting in the Stew Pot, where we keep things bubbling and wind down in musical therapy. The night shift with DJ Kevin Stew is on kevinstew.com, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment.